Hey everybody, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I got a package here in the mail. Big one. Big, long one. This is from Natiddy, the same company that gave me the chainsaw that I love so much. They wanted to send me this trimmer to try out, and the time is perfect because right now the grass is starting to grow on Homestead, and it is really starting to grow all of a sudden. Let me see what we got here. What do we got here? It says 2-in-1 20-volt string trimmer edger. 2-in-1 trimmer edger. Interesting. So we've got here a pretty hefty looking unit. Doesn't look like it's going to be too much putting together. I like that. So there's my box attacking me. It's windy out. We got a pretty thick instruction manual. And we got some string. It looks like a spare roll of string. We've got here, so I've got to undo. Interesting. Not just a guard, but there's a roller on it. That must be how it becomes a trimmer. It's an interesting look. I'll have to see the instructions for that. And here we got another box inside the box. If you see a yellowish powder flopping up and flying on the screen all the time in front of me, it's pollen. The trees are just dumping it in clouds and waves. That is heavy. 20 volt, 4 amp hour battery, and a charger. So everything you need right there. That's a hefty battery, pretty nice. So that is a lithium 20 volt 4 amp hour lithium battery pack. There's the company name. I love their chainsaw, so if this is anything like that chainsaw, it is really good. By the way, my mom wants me to bring it down to the cabin and do some cutting down there. So I'm going to need a few minutes here to familiarize myself with this. It looks like there's no assembly required except for the shield, which is really good. Be right back. This is really cool. So, to handle, you loosen the nut. Handle can slide up and down, round and round, however you want it. I like that. So that's universal for any size person, any comfort level, any position. This is unique. Check this out. There's your telescoping extension. Watch. It is spring-loaded. That is unique. So always store it closed when you're done. It'll close right out and neatly pack up in the corner. Alright? Not only that, the head position can be changed at an angle like this, side to side. Not only that, the head itself can be rotated to different positions. How awesome is that? This thing has all kinds of adjustments. Now the guard, I just had to look at the instructions how it goes. Goes up in here. Why is the guinea have to come to me to yell at me? And there it is. The guard is in place. And I guess that's your trimmer edge. So, that's as far as I can get for now. I'm going to take that battery in and charge it, and we will be back. give you an idea how much I've used this, I've actually emptied the spool. Actually, I should explain what I'm doing. I've used up a spool of string. Unfortunately, there's a spare. So I've actually used this quite heavily here in a couple weeks I've had it. So it's really easy to replace. Pop this cover off. There's 2 squeeze tabs. They're marked with ridges. And that just slides out. This just slides out. And there's an arrow indicator on there to show you which way it goes. Undo the line from here. Slide this spool right out. And there's some teeth in there so it holds in place when you put it in. Put your string through. Slide that in. I'm gonna give myself some string, but it's gonna unspool, or what do you call it? It'll set itself when you fire it up again. Tap that in place, and it's ready to go. And I can restring this later and have a spare. I do like the fact that there's a spare spool, so when I do run out of string, I don't have to re-spool the string. I can just pop that off, pop in a new head, and carry on with my work. I love the fact that that's there. So I'll reload this and have that as a standby for next time. Just mere seconds and I'm on the go again. I like that. There's some low spots here that I can't hit with the lawnmower. The guineas keep digging holes in the grass. Now, I hope that was on camera. That right there is an exceptionally, yeah, you saw that? That's an exceptionally thick weed. It's quite annoying. Very thick and hard to cut. And it cuts it. You can go it along at a good clip. That's that really thick one. Those are hard. Funny thing is, that gives the lawnmower trouble even. And the weed whacker cuts it down where the lawnmower often just bends it over. So it's doing a good job. There's a feature of this I like a lot, and that's this little metal guard here. Now I've used this very heavily here in the land, and this guard right here is great because when I'm getting around these lamps, and I can't see my display there, yeah, right there, I can pull this right up and I can go right up to it. Oh, by the way, there's a self-adjusting feature. The string is automatically spooled out as needed, and then there's a cutter on here. They have a new and improved cutter, by the way, from the older versions. There's a nice sharp cutter blade here, right here, that automatically trims that string as needed. So you don't have to ever adjust it. You just cut and keep going. On the fly it adjusts. Now what I like is this bar. I can go right up to my lights, and I know that that string is going to end right there, and I can get right up close to the thing. Now this also has an edger, but we don't have sidewalks. But there's an edger. You could run this along your sidewalks and roll it along as an edger to keep the edges of your sidewalk trim. Nice guard. I've done a lot of cutting with this, and I've never had any issues with hitting my foot or anything, or even coming close. This is one of my favorite features because I can see right where my string is going to end and right where the limit of my cutter is. And I know I can trim right up to my plants that I'm keeping. So that gets me some really super precise work. And up in here, I've got chicken wire in here behind the picket fencing. And with other weed whackers that I've used, I've often had troubles hitting that chicken wire and either annihilating the chicken wire or twisting the string up into the wire or just having some kind of a chaotic, nightmarish mess. And with this, I know with that guard, I can stop right on the edge of it. So I am liking this a lot. So guys, my final words and thoughts on the Natiddy weed trimmer. For one thing, you can close it up for storage. One more thing, always charge your battery after every use so that, one, next time you go to use it, it'll be full and waiting for you, and two, it'll prolong the life of the battery. It's a lithium-ion battery, so discharging it too far can cause damage. Always charge it up, always have it ready. Although I have to say, this little battery pack, 20 volt, 4 amp hours, is amazing. I wear out before the battery wears out. Actually, let me take you around and show you what I've done with this and how much I've done and how often I've done it. I've used this thing heavily. Let's do a little walk around. Since I've had this, I maintain the fence way here. I've done that 4 times, I think. I maintain the gardens. I got to do it again. The grass gets out of control. We've trimmed in here and then laid down mulch. I trimmed in here and laid down beds. And I trim constantly around the beds. Maintain up in here. We trimmed in here, that was wild, and put in a new bed. I've trimmed this, believe it or not, 2 or 3 times. It's out of control again. And this was wild. This was crazy wild. It looked like, let me show you. These are 2 brand new beds. It looked like this. And I trimmed all of this whole area with the weed trimmer, all of this, and put in 2 new garden beds and keep it maintained here. So I've used it heavily. And then outside the fence line, I trim along there as well. And of course, let me show you another area. Along the orchards, I trim all this. It needs it again. I keep this maintained around the orchards, my pathways, and the herb bed. The grass gets out of control. I gotta trim that again. The grass will grow up higher than anything else. And I have been using it heavily out here. So I could say I have a lot of experience with that machine already, and I wear out every time before that battery does. So this battery can last a long time. Now, granted, I work this carefully, I work it efficiently, I don't bog it down, I try to keep it light, and if I get into some thick stuff, I take small paths, small sweeps rather than digging right in. That will extend your battery time. So how long it lasts for you depends on how you use it, and I can't speak for everybody. I can tell you how I use it, and it's working out well for me. One thing nice about this is that everything is adjustable. This is adjustable, so based on your height, obviously you can see it, you saw I extended it. You can change the handle by just loosening the screw, I guess quite a bit further than that. Trying to do it here. You can slide it back and forth. You can change the tilt of the handle and the tilt of the mower head And that's convenient based on your height. Different people with different height will need different adjustments, and it's really convenient. So Melanie can use it and I can use it, so it's works out really nice for everybody. Well, so there you have it, guys. I'm happy to have this, and I love their miniature chainsaw that I reviewed not long ago. I'll probably be working with this company again. Their tools are pretty good. I found no complaints yet so far, and some heavy use. So check it out. I'll put the links down below in the comment and description. And please like this video. Subscribe if you haven't, because you never know what's coming tomorrow here at the Homestead. Talk to y'all later.